Hello everybody, welcome to Short Shot Archery. Anthony here, and in this video I'm going to give you my first review of the Shibuya RBT-1000 Recurve bow case. So I had bought this in about end of July. I was traveling to the Buckeye Classic, and my win bow case finally died. You probably saw that video before this one. If not, go check that one out if you're interested in a win bow case. I give my final review on that one as I lay it to rest. But now I have this Shibuya one. I bought a Shibuya one, this RBT-1000, and we're going to give this a go. In this video, I'm just going to give you my initial impressions so far. I've brought this to a driving tournament of Buckeye Classic and a driving tournament of Senior Outdoor Nationals in Melbourne, PA. I have not flown with this on a plane. Size-wise, I won't have any issues, but we'll see how badly the airports and luggage destroy this thing. It's very glossy, and that's not going to last long. So we're going to see what kind of abuse it's going to take. There'll be more videos to come, probably a year down the road. Around, September again in 2024, I'll probably do another video after I bring this through a dozen or more airports across the U.S. over the course of a year, plus driving tournaments and things. We'll see what breaks, what holds up. Maybe it'll be perfectly fine, and that would be great because it's a pretty pricey bow case like the rest of the brands out there. So, from the outside, where we're gonna start. It's nice that they make it all gloss, but it's like it's luggage. It's gonna get destroyed. Personally, I think it would be better in matte, but I do like the shiny gloss as short term as it's going to last before it looks terrible. But what are you gonna do? I like the reinforced hinges back here, or the protectors for the hinges. That's kind of a smart idea. The handles all self-laying down is pretty good too, as well as the built-in TSA lock here with a number lock that I have to get around to setting, because that would be awkward not to have that set up, or not know the number for it, even though it's probably 3 zeros. So I gotta change that. From the outside though, the wheels look pretty good. They look pretty stout. They might actually be better than my win ones, the original ones before I replaced them. In terms of handles though, I do think there's going to be some needs for improvement here. I'm probably going to have to do something with this handle. Being 6 foot tall, you might not be able to see this. This case doesn't even come up to like the top of my hip. We're still in my leg zone here. So when I'm dragging it behind me, you know how many times the back of my heel smacks into the back of this case? Look, you can actually see a scuff mark. I don't know if it'll show up on the camera. There's actually a scuff mark here from how many times it's hit the back of my shoe when pulling it behind me. So you then end up having to pull the luggage next to you, and I already take up enough space this way. Not that I take up that much space, but now I have a piece of luggage that takes up space. And, kind of makes things a little bit more of a mess. I like pulling things behind me, then everything's in a nice train, and I'm not taking up that much area. So I am probably going to have to do something about that. I'm going to find a way to extend the handle, probably by 3D printing one. We'll see how that goes. If it actually works, I'll make a video on it. If not, I'm just going to have to deal with this issue I've noticed so far until the case dies. Because I'm going to get my money's worth out of it, just like I did my win one. Opening up the case, I like the latches better than win. I like how everything latches together better than my previous case. Obviously, we'll see as it gets abused. We'll see how much the frame actually bends, see if it still closes properly. But how the latches click in and stuff, I think it's a much better design than what I've seen out there on the market from other manufacturers. In terms of the inside, it's pretty straightforward. You got a whole section up here. These bags are not included. That's from another bow case. So you got an arrow, a section for your arrows. This closes up. And then you got all these pockets. They give you some numbers and stuff and letters to put on your bow case, so I guess you could put your name on it. But pretty simple on the inside. I'm already going to end up ripping out these pieces of foam. They're not in there that tight, you know. This is just some double-sided, heavy-duty double-sided tape. So I'll end up taking those out. I put all my arrows in an arrow tube. These foam sections here, I personally think they're useless. I'm sure somebody has use for them, but they're not useful for me. My arrows are way more protected in an actual arrow tube, and then I just scrunch that down, put it in here, good to go. And then I just put these things inside here as well. Of course, these came with another brand's bow case, but still, you need some kind of baggies and stuff to organize all of your accessories to help make sure your bow is well maintained when you're away at a tournament. You got to fix a nock. You need all the nock supplies. You got to fix your plunger's loose. You need to have all the tools for your plunger. You know, we need somewhere to put those. They do a pretty good job of supplying them in these pockets, but for me, the more the merrier. And these are already, the ones back here were already set up, so I'm taking them with me and putting them in this case. We do have some I guess Velcro down straps, not really tie down straps, to Velcro down your equipment once you put it in here. I would say you can fit 2 bows. I bring 1 bow everywhere, so I can't, you know, with 100% confidence say, yeah, you can fit 2 bows in here. I don't see why you couldn't fit 2 bows, but you're not fitting much else if you're going to put 2 bows. Like, don't expect to put a lot of other things. For me, I put 1 bow and then I fill the rest with short archery products, like tungsten points and tungsten weights and things like that. So for me, space is kind of important, and this is definitely the minimum I personally would go for a bow case. You wouldn't want something smaller, because even in the length, it's starting to get, it's kind of iffy with the length of my stabilizer without having to take all the weights off of it. So this is definitely the minimum. But you should be able to get 2 bow setups, which is going to be handy for a lot of people. The compact size, though, does make this really convenient for sticking it in vehicles and things like that. You're not going to get charged with oversized fees from airports, at least you shouldn't. And I don't know, I think it's going to end up being a pretty good case. We'll see if we get as much life out of it as my previous one. Bow cases in general seem to go a couple years before you end up having to fix stuff on them. So if I can get, you know, like 4 years out of this without having to fix a ton of things, that would be perfect. But we'll see, and I'll make videos along the way, you know, showing how it falls apart inevitably, you know. With that, I'll put links in the description down below to Shibuya so you can see what they say about their case. And, you know, stay tuned like a year from now when I do another review on how I've beaten this thing over the course of a year. So, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And as always, happy shooting.